What is the Asian unicorn? Who was Ho Chi Minh? And why is there a train hurtling through a street? There's only one way to find out, adventurers, so subscribe, give us a like, and welcome to our Kids Guide to Vietnam. From hilltop villages in the north to the mouth of the great Mekong Delta in the south, Vietnam is full of jaw-dropping beauty and wonderfully friendly locals. It's also a foodie's dream, so I hope you brought your chopsticks. So where is Vietnam? Vietnam is located in Southeast Asia. It is a long, narrow country, bordered by China in the north, Laos and Cambodia in the west, and the South China Sea in the east. Did you know Vietnam was made into two separate countries in 1954? This led to a great war and final unification in 1975 by the famous Ho Chi Minh. More on him later. Vietnam has a population of over 97.5 million people, and the national language is Vietnamese. To say hello, you say Xin Chào. The capital city is Hanoi, and when you're visiting, you'll be spending the Vietnamese dong. Now the nation's flag is red with a single yellow star in the middle. The red symbolises the blood of the Vietnamese people and the Revolutionary War, whilst the 5 points on the star represent the different types or classes of people in Vietnam: intellectuals, farmers, workers, traders, and soldiers. Now, before we move on, don't forget to head over to our fantastic website where you can download lots of activity packs on all our geography subjects. Anyway, back to the adventure. Who lives in Vietnam? The people of Vietnam are called Vietnamese, and it's all about family first. Many family generations live under the same roof. This could include everyone from newborn babies to grandparents, and even great-grandparents. Much of Vietnam practices the Buddhist religion, which can be seen in all its glory through the thousands of magnificent pagodas all over the country. These pagodas are important religious sites used for worship. Older generations fought hard for the success of Vietnam today. The most recent war in the 1970s gave Vietnam true independence. In turn, has given the nation a great pride and strong national identity. An identity shaped by one man most dear to Vietnamese hearts, Ho Chi Minh, or more affectionately known as Uncle Ho. Hi adventurers, we're just in the capital Hanoi, trying to cross the road, which could be a dangerous and chaotic affair. Hundreds, actually thousands of mopeds rush along its narrow streets every day. In the crowded old quarter, there seems to be no rules. I've just learnt to hold my breath and step out, hoping that everyone stops or gets out of my way. As well as mopeds, there are hundreds of bicycles, and the Vietnamese don't ride lightly. They seem to balance all their worldly belongings on two wheels. Not sure I'll be trying this at home. Head to Phuong Hong Street and you could be met with a train getting in your way. That's right, a train! It passes right through the street, leaving people hurrying into cafes and houses as it charges past. Stay safe, adventurers. Whew, made it across the road. While I catch my breath, let's learn more about Ho Chi Minh. Vietnam's hero, Ho Chi Minh, or Uncle Ho, fought to bring Vietnam together as one, giving it true independence. At the time, it was France that controlled Vietnam, and Ho saw many bad things happening to his people. This sparked a fire inside Ho Chi Minh, and from this point, his life centred around making life better for his fellow Vietnamese. He was determined to make Vietnam independent. After many conflicts, Ho's party, the Viet Minh, managed to take control of North Vietnam from the French. But he then faced his biggest challenge yet, to unify the South and North, and this sadly meant war. In 1961, Americans joined the war against the North, which led to their defeat in 1973. But it wasn't until 1975 that Vietnam gained true independence. Sadly, Ho Chi Minh died in 1969 at the age of 79. He was just 6 years away from seeing an independent Vietnam. His memory, however, lives on in the hearts of all Vietnamese people. The southern city of Saigon was renamed Ho Chi Minh City, and his mausoleum, where he is embalmed, stands as a testament to a great man who fought passionately for the freedom of his people. What an inspiring person, and what a legacy he's left behind. Let's take a look at my top 5 things to do in Vietnam. Take a cruise through Halong Bay, meandering through its maze of over 2,000 towering islands and rock formations, filled with hidden caves, grottos, and floating villages. Sapa. Take a hike through the majestic, sprawling rice terraces of Sapa and wonder at the views and colourful native dress of the Hmong and Dizao people. The ancient port town of Hoi An, filled with faded yellow houses, spectacular pagodas, and such amazing food that you won't want to leave. The Mekong River Delta. Experience the mighty Mekong River as it meanders and filters out to the sea. Its pathways are said to be the 9 dragons, but boating along is anything but ferocious. Last but not least, Mekong, the spiritual capital of the ancient Sham people. These temples house the best preserved architecture in Vietnam. Just imagine how they would have looked covered in gold leaf. Beans, I'm still curious about your Asian unicorn. What could it be? I'll have a think whilst we eat. Let's see what Vietnam has to offer. Food in Vietnam is one of its major highlights. When travelling around the country, we love to visit street food cafes to sample dishes such as pho, a traditional noodle soup. Most stallholders give you a mixture of salad, vegetables and meat to add into the broth yourself, which is always good fun. Pho is as close to a national dish as it comes, and our personal favourite. Other items on the menu include wontons and spring rolls, both small parcels in different shapes, stuffed with vegetables or meat. Everything is freshly made, and most street food stalls specialise in just one dish, so you know it's going to be delicious. Now Beans, you've got some extra special animals for us this time, haven't you? Vietnam is home to some of the rarest and sadly most endangered animals in the world. So let's introduce your top 5 animals to find in Vietnam. The pangolin, the only mammal to have scales. They cover its body and tail and are used to protect itself from predators. They also have to protect their nose, ears and eyes from the ants they eat, so they can actually close them all up and use their tongue, which can be over 20 centimetres in length, to slurp up the tasty snacks. The slow loris. By far the cutest animal on our list, the slow loris is nocturnal and uses its big eyes to help it see at night. It also has 2 tongues, one for collecting nectar and one they use as a toothbrush. However, despite its cute appearance, it has a deadly venom that comes from its armpits, of all places. The dugong. Nicknamed the sea cow, this grazing mammal weighs up to 800 pounds and can be found off the Phu Quoc Islands, munching on up to 30 kilograms of seagrass every day. They are related to the manatee, but have fluked tails instead of paddles. The water buffalo, a vital part of rural life. The water buffalo is integral to farmers up and down the country. It's strong, brave and reliable, so it's no wonder it's the national animal of Vietnam. Now we head to the very critically endangered animal, the Saola, or the Asian unicorn. Found in central Vietnam on the border with Laos, they were only discovered in 1992 and remain the newest large mammal to be known to science. There's only been 4 sightings since then. Their nickname, the Asian unicorn, comes from their recognisable curving horns, despite there actually being 2 of them. Wow, amazing to learn more about the Saola. I do hope they grow in population. They're magnificent animals. Well, we've had quite the adventure in Vietnam, haven't we? The delicious food we tasted at the street stalls, to boating on the Mekong River and Halong Bay. I'm still not sure whether I prefer the hustle and bustle of Hanoi or the calm tranquility of Hoi An. Perhaps we'll have to return one day and decide for sure. Well, sadly that's all we've got time for today, but if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up below. Don't forget to head over to our fantastic website where you can download lots of activity packs on all our geography subjects. We'll see you next time for another worldly adventure. Psst, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.